Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Changing the Questions. My name is Paul Laporte. Joining me, as always, is my usual partner in crime, Mike Miner.
Hey.
And we're going to have the assist here,
Potential.
Dominic Schmidt,
I'm not a
joining
rapper.
us as well. And the reason that, I guess, we're saying this is a 2.5-man show, because the question that we are going to be asking today...
Wait a second. Would you call us a 2.5-man band?
No.
I'm a 2.5-man band!
Oh, God.
That's gonna have to get cut.
I was thinking more of the crappy sitcom, actually.
shtick is
He's
getting
like
heavy.
the kid.
I'm
You're the gay guy and I'm Charlie Sheen.
Alright,
Hi,
I'm
everybody.
fat. You're no Charlie Sheen.
I will not be. I will not
I'm
be
more
playing
of
the
an Ashton
stereo.
Kutcher.
I won't be playing the stereotypical.
You're more of the weird
Gay guy.
neighbor.
Yeah.
the wacky neighbor.
Okay, so the question that we are going to be asking today
That's
is,
my bush.
who should WWE's next big signing be? This past year has been crazy, the amount of talent they've picked up. Just every big name that was hot on the independents or in TNA or in Japan, they've just basically been swallowed up.
They've been picked out like produce.
And it's the question is not necessarily like, will WWE continue this, but who are they going to continue it with? Because it seems like it's just WWE's goal to just swallow independent wrestling whole and consume all of its parts. They've done it with AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, Kevin Steen, aka Kevin Owens, El Generico, aka Sami Zayn, Finn Balor, Apollo Crews, just so many names. Who is going to be the next one? That is Austin Aries, just is going to be making his debut tomorrow in all likelihood. Actually, probably yesterday, based on when the show will probably be out.
He's around. He's around. It doesn't matter.
Yes, Austin
It's
Aries, by the time
happening.
you're listening to this, has very likely made his appearance on television. Who should WWE pick up next?
Oh, you know what? I will pander a little bit, and I want to say who I want them to pick up. I would love for them to revitalize Nigel McGuinness as far as, giving him a purpose, but unfortunately I can't see it happening. I mean, I love that guy to death in the ring, and it's just not going to happen, and I hate that every single step of the way. But as far as who should at this point, Dalton Castle.
Ooh, Dalton Castle's a good pick.
Dalton Castle.
That is a really good pick, and I have mentioned that before, and I do think that they will pick him up this year.
I
So do
really
I.
wish that he just needed to break out a little bit more. He had to be a little bit more on the radar in order to have been picked up at some point before this. I mean, realistically, he wasn't really a guy for
Right.
the past couple of years. Now he's on ROH. Now he's huge. Like,
Yeah, ROH is going to be that radar for him, I think.
Dalton's the man. We've been watching Dalton for years.
Yeah,
being in Central New York, he's from Albany.
Yeah, I
We're
think we
2 hours
watched
away.
his.
He's great.
I think we even watched his debut match, and I'm not saying it because we were there first, whatever. But he has grown by leaps and bounds, and he was good in the beginning. He was pretty impressive in the beginning.
The second I saw that, gut wrench, not Northern Lights suplex, what am I thinking of? Suplex bridge.
The German suplex, the deadlift German.
Yeah, that was. It blew my mind. I was like, this guy's like a wrestler. He's like a decent sized guy.
Yeah.
He's like the right build. He's got the right attitude, and he's got the moves to back.
Yeah,
it up.
and here's
That's what I was going to mention. I'm sorry, we're interrupting
no.
you, but yeah, he's also got that charisma, and he's hungry. He goes out there, performs extremely well. He can vary his style. He can fit any style that he wants. He can stick to a style if somebody's, changing theirs up.
So Dalton Castle, he's not my pick, but he's definitely a good pick. And you guys have mentioned obviously very good wrestler for sure.
He wants
very
it all.
charismatic for sure,
And he wants it now.
The most important thing to me that I think is the reason that we will see him in WWE someday is the fact that he isn't bound to that one character. He's good in that character, but in Chikara, he's Ashley Remington. He's a completely different person.
Yeah.
So the fact that shows he has versatility
Yes.
is going to be something that appeals to WWE.
Yes.
Because he isn't going to be one of these guys that they bring in and the party peacock doesn't get over, he's done. He'll think of something else. He'll come up with something
Even
different.
if he did the Party Peacock, he could vary it. a little bit at a time.
Right, but I'm saying,
he
like,
can
so,
evolve that
like,
character.
like,
He
say,
can evolve any character that he's in.
Say worst
no matter
case
what.
scenario, he shows up with the Peacock gimmick, for some reason it just doesn't get over. He's not like, oh, sorry, bye. He'll like, okay, this didn't work, I'll think of something else. Very similar to what other wrestlers like Tyler Breeze and things like that have done.
That's what worries me, is that, he's going to get stuck in a position like Tyler Breeze, and it's,
but I
see
think
where Tyler Breeze is on Raw
he's
right
smart enough and creative enough to think of something else if that doesn't work.
And even if it works, he's smart enough to make it evolve.
Okay, so my pick for this one is going to be... This one's really tough, actually, because I've thought of a lot of different names, and who I think they should sign next is not going to be the same as who I think they will sign next. To me, the person that they should sign next... The Fallen Angel, God damn it. The Fallen Angel, Christopher Daniels.
We'll fix that in post.
No, we won't. Christopher Daniels, they've got AJ Styles, they've got Samoa Joe. I think that they should complete that TNA trilogy. Is he older? Yes.
That's all I was thinking.
46?
He's not that old, is he?
He's in his mid-40s.
Is he?
Picking up the phone.
But you know what?
There.
And that's all I could think of last night is, Samoa Joe's in NXT. AJ Styles is on Raw, so he skipped that scene. The only piece that they're missing to this triangle is
45.
Christopher Daniels.
45 years old.
45, going on 46.
But you know what? He can still go.
Number one, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Even if you don't bring him in as, a wrestler, and you don't recreate those three-way matches or do whatever, first of all, I still think you can get him some mileage on NXT. I think he would slot very well into that role that James Storm was supposed to go into, where he can be the guy who wrestles every once in a while, but more importantly, he's your coach. He's your trainer. You are going to be able to learn a shit ton from him, not only because he's very, very good in the ring, but he's very good on the mic. You can put him in a manager role if you want to, do something like that. But I think that as a utility, first of all, do they really need another, awesome young wrestler? Because they have, 1,000 of them, and they don't know what to do with half of them as it is. So I think that they would get better use out of signing somebody who had more experience on them. He's one of the last real indie darling guys like that isn't just going to be picked up by NXT at a young age, which is just going to be the thing from now on. So I think signing him would be the best thing that they could do, just in terms of the knowledge that they're going to gain off the guy. And then he still can go. He's still a good wrestler.
Well, you mentioned, that's who you think they should. Were you thinking who they're going to sign is going to be Curryman?
No, that's not what I was thinking.
That's not a real person. I was thinking...
Damn you!
While watching Raw last night, AJ Styles match gets done, and I was just like... Oh, I'm watching TNA. Next match has to be a Christopher Daniels match, right? Because that's the logical progression of things. And, realistically, Christopher Daniels versus Chris Jericho, WrestleMania, book it. We'll get there.
I legit thought I was in a fever dream last night with some of that stuff on Raw. Am I really watching this? Is this happening? Is AJ Styles on Raw facing Jericho?
I definitely got that feeling when he came out
on there, and
when
he's doing a promo with the New Day.
When AJ came out for the Rumble. I was just this is weird.
Oh yeah, I remember that. We mentioned
Roman's face definitely made me go, yeah, that's weird. And then they stayed on Roman's face for a good 10 seconds, which was annoying.
Yeah.
But, camera
gotta
work
get him
and
over.
blah, blah,
Well, it was
blah.
more just, like I said, just seeing him step into that ring. It's like, I never thought I'd see him there.
It is real weird. And you don't realize, man, I never realized he was, small. He was that small. Realistically, I've seen him in person. I've been literally next to this human, and he just gives off that
larger than life
vibe. that persona. And then when you watch him on TV, you're just like, oh, this is actually a small person because the perspective's kind of there.
Yeah.
But in real life, he carries himself like a man who's 6'6", 6'10", huge guy, larger than life persona, and he's 5'10", and it's great.
All right, so we got a little bit of time. Let's move on to B picks. If we could pick another guy, who do you think?
Frankie Kazarian.
Frankie Kazarian.
I love Kazarian.
They signed
I never
him.
was a big Kazarian guy.
I loved Kazarian in TNA, and then you talk about Christopher Daniels.
They had him signed years and years ago. They had him signed about 13 years ago, and then
They
quit.
should sign Frankie Kazarian and immediately book him against AJ Styles, so AJ could fold him in half again and almost kill him with the Styles Clash.
So,
God.
so we're just. Are we going to skip Jay Lethal here?
That's
Because I
That's-
love
You
me
can
some
you
Jay
can name him.
Lethal.
I've been one of those guys who's just never been high on Jay Lethal. Like he's a good
Do you hate
utility
everything
guy.
I like?
He's-
No, I don't hate him. He's a good utility guy, and I get it. But I just see Jay Lethal and I go,
He's been really solid the last 6-7 months, maybe even a year or so. He's been extremely solid. I mean, he's picked up his game, I think, especially as far as his character goes. And the in-ring stuff has always been solid, but the character himself has been.
So would you say
But
Jay
they don't-
would be your number 2 guy then, or are we sticking with Frankie Kazarian?
No, yeah, Jay Lethal. Well, Jay Lethal, legitimately, I mean, he's one of the. I was reading a thing of all like the ROH champions and everything. He's one of like the last ones that hasn't gone to WWE. I mean, and he's also been around for a long enough time that he could have by now. The problem is, I don't see Jay Lethal coming in at a top position like AJ Styles.
No.
I see Jay Lethal coming in at the bottom, and
Well, he'll come in at NXT and be
Yeah.
He'll get into the mix of the NXT title scene not that long after he comes in.
but I don't think.
But when
I unfortunately don't think that he comes in with as much fanfare as these guys,
Right.
Which seems like the thing that they're going for these days, which is, bringing these nobodies, make them great, bring in these great guys, and get the pops. And,
yeah, here's the thing
get
though.
all that.
Like I think with Jay Lethal, I think Ring of Honor is the best place for him. Number one, I think Ring of Honor is honestly going to pay him better. I don't think he's going to, WWE is not going to throw $500,000 at Jay Lethal to come in like they did with AJ Styles or whatever it was. They're not going to offer him that. They're not going to offer him the position, like you said. He's going to come in. He's going to be he's going to be probably upper mid card to top card at NXT, like Tyler Breeze was, and then you move into the main roster. He's going to be mid card, and that's probably as high as he goes.
He's going to get that first match at a takeover where he beats the resident jobber.
Yes.
Just like everybody else has as they've entered.
Yeah.
And
So he
and
beats
gone
Ty
forward.
Dillinger.
Yep,
And
Ty
then,
Dillinger.
yeah.
Right now it would be Ty Dillinger. Before that it was Tyler Breeze. Before that it was CJ Parker.
Yes. So no, before Solomon Crow. Don't forget Solomon Crow.
Don't say
who went
that.
over Crow?
On their debut,
Cruz. Did Cruz?
it wasn't his debut, but Crow was just another one of those guys that was like they made the
He was just
top
kind of
guys
there.
look good.
I don't want to jump the gun before we get past second picks, but my redemption round pick, guy that I wish would come back to NXT is definitely CJ Parker.
He's doing real well in New Japan.
He's so good.
He's doing real well in New Japan.
When I saw him live, that guy was.
Oh
just
no, I love
so
CJ Parker.
great.
You should say that. Minor, who's your 2 pick before?
Oh, man, you know what? As much as I wish Sami Callihan would jump back into the fray, give him a while. But as far as my second pick, even the 2 CW guys, I wish they got more exposure so everybody can see what they're like. But second pick, I'll say, I'm going to say Michael Elgin.
There's another guy I'm not super.
I'm sorry, but you know what? It's
Big Mike's kind of boring.
Elgin is like
power
Cesaro
wrestler.
can do basically everything Michael Elgin
Well,
can,
that's-
And he's taller.
and he's taller and he's better.
who gives a shit? How?
Vince gives a shit. He's taller.
Well, good, but you know what?
No, Elgin.
He's-
I mean, Elgin's fine. He's a good hand. He's a good hand. He's a good wrestler.
Yeah.
But he's another one of those guys. I think he would he's going to do well on NXT. Like if like the previous episode we did, if they do some sort of brand split and they don't have a thing where NXT is developmental anymore, like Elgin's a good guy for a mid card in there.
I think Elgin's a solid choice because he's a fantastic power wrestler. Like he said, Cesaro can do what he does, and maybe they can have those guys clash at some point. But, as far as an in-ring performer, he doesn't need to do flips. He doesn't need to do anything fancy. He just does what he has to do, and
Doesn't need to do anything entertaining.
Yeah, come on. He's gotta be a 5'6" hoss.
5'6".
No, he does. He does. You're right. He's strong. He does some good stuff. He does some
And
impressive
you
power
don't-
displays.
I mean, how many guys are we going to sign that have, that can flip off the top rope? That, I
I
get
am
it.
sick of flippy
There's
shit.
there's different types of athletics, and he's a different.
You
type
said you
of
are sick
athletic.
of flippy shit.
Okay.
Okay.
I get sick. My flippy shit capacity is much lower. It comes from my distaste for Lucha.
A guy like Neville, he's very impressive. Don't get me wrong, flippy shit, but you know what? It's very impressive the way he does it. But Elgin, like I said, he's a different type of athletic. Yeah. He's in that same vein as Mark Henry. Right. Even Cesaro to a point. Cesaro's
you're naming people that they already have, though. Do they need another one?
I don't care. Like, how many? 3 out of a roster of how many people?
I mean,
between NXT and WWE?
We could go through the people.
Sign them.
Before they bring in Michael Elgin to be a kind of short, super strong guy, let's just give fucking Rusev a shot. Please. Yeah. The guy is money.
Yeah.
His fist pumps after his solid victory over Roman Reigns.
TV
at
champion.
the Royal Rumble.
Yes.
And
television champion.
His hug of Vince McMahon.
All right, so...
come here, boss!
So,
your pick 2?
Yeah, based on your guys' commentaries on these previous ones, my pick 2 is not going to probably be, in your guys' fall...
Human Tornado.
Ricochet.
Oh.
My second pick is Ricochet.
All right.
I know he falls under the flippy shit category, but he is the flippiest of flippy shit.
But he is, like I said, I brought up Neville, and, like I said, he does it towards really...
His name's practically
really
flippy
fucking,
shit.
Really impressive. So, I get what you're coming from.
Honestly, I wish that they could just bring him in as Prince Puma rather than Ricochet, but they can't, like Lucha Underground, just AAA has that, I don't think he can be... Prince Puma anywhere where Triple doesn't sign off and give him the okay on it.
I love that double rotation moonsault.
Yeah, but that's the thing is
those are the things
that's
everyone
very impressive.
loves.
That's also the things that he probably wouldn't be able to do anymore necessarily. But I think just he has an amazing physique. He has a really good look. He can do a lot of the high flying stuff, but he can also do some impressive strength based things as well.
Yeah.
I think he is somebody who would bolster the mid card very well. He would be somebody who. This is, again, fitting into my dream of, let's actually give the mid-card attention. We have Kalisto, we have Neville, we have Ricochet in there now. Those are your small guys, and then you can play off of bigger guys like Cesaro. You can Alberto Del Rio in there. There's a lot of things and a lot of really interesting matches you could have in that mid-card, and I think Ricochet is just one of those guys who... Another thing is that, flippy guys, if you give them the attention... make a lot of fucking money. They're just, you can show their highlight reels, you can sell their merch, and he is one of the very best that they haven't already scooped up that can do that. I mean, in terms of the United States, I mean, you go to Mexico, you have some other people, you have Aerostar Phoenix, some other people who can do that. Pentagon Jr. would be another really great pull, but I just don't think he'd translate really well. In England, you have Will Ospreay, who can do it really well. Mark Andrews, who can do really good high flying. But in the United States, Ricochet is the best guy who can do that. Only problem is that he has one of those voice-body disconnects that's like the level of Mike Tyson. So I don't know how they would work around that.
Brock Lesnar even? Would you consider Brock Lesnar being on that level with his voice?
Yes, but
was
I think...
Was it not shocking the first time you heard Brock Lesnar speak about 13 years ago?
Yeah, Brock Lesnar's weird voice only kind of makes him scarier, though. You can almost kind of say the same thing about Mike Tyson, but when you have a guy who's light anyways and sounds nothing like he looks, it may be tough, but I still think Ricochet's number 2.
Yeah, I'm not looking to disrespect those guys.
No.
But
nor would I disrespect Ricochet.
I probably wouldn't disrespect anybody.
I think even they recognize that their voice is a little bit different than what people would expect.
Maybe over the phone. Maybe definitely not Brock over the phone. Maybe Mike Tyson, because I don't think he could find my address.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to wrap it up for us.
You didn't get a redemption pick.
Oh, you want me to? Oh, so guy that was in there previously that they let go and brought back. Minor, did you do one?
I said Elgin.
You said Callahan.
Oh,
you flipped
Callahan. Yeah.
Okay, so Callahan's your redemption pick.
Yeah, Callahan.
Oh,
miss Callahan.
Man.
Love Callahan. I hope he does come back. I really do. I hope I just hope he blazes through the indies. They see what he's actually worth, and they give him that shot that he always should have fucking gotten in the first place.
One that
and they give him shorts.
That will not happen because this person is retired. But I'm gonna go out of the box. My redemption pick is Beth Phoenix. because she fits way better into this women's division than the one that she was in.
You know what?
Yeah.
But she doesn't wrestle anymore. But it's not for physical reasons. It's just because like I'm gonna go be a banker or whatever. So I like if we could bring somebody back from that. I mean, obviously it's like Solomon Crowe, Sami Callihan is probably my other like pick.
I mean, we were going with like people who were in NXT before, but I see where you're coming from. Yeah, she fits in better with a female wrestler than Barbie doll dumbass.
Marie Soulé and Michelle McCool and
Michelle McCool hit the Styles Clash more times than AJ Styles has.
in WWE at least.
Yeah. I want to bring up one more thing. I want to put one more indie pick out there. I'm not going to do any explaining or anything like that.
I'm not going to justify this at all.
Because you know what? We've just gotten to the point where we've taken
a mariachi look.
We've gotten too much. God damn it! We've taken too much time. So I'm just going to throw one more name out there. As far as an indie wrestler, I think they should sign, and they would benefit to sign Havoc.
Son of Havoc?
No, not
Jessica
Son of
Havoc.
Jessica Havoc.
Jessica Havoc, okay.
I was thinking Son of Havoc.
I mean, both of them would be fine.
Yeah.
But,
can they sign Sean Carr? He's my dreamboat.
Like I said, I wanted to say Sean Carr. It's just I just hope he gets a lot more exposure the next year or two, and they do wind up signing him eventually because he is super talented and he deserves... He definitely deserves to have some spotlight on him.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to wrap it up for us. We want to know what you think. Who do you think WWE should sign next? Be sure to send us some feedback at changeofthequestions@gmail.com. Also, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're listening to this on YouTube, if you're listening to this on iTunes, be sure to leave a nice 5-star review, say some nice words about us, and if you are listening to the podcast, be sure to head on over to our YouTube channel so you can catch all of our other content over there, Booking About a Wrestler, Time Warp. We need to do some Time Warp episodes too. We're going to have
what's Time Warp?
Well,
we're going to fire off.
Time Warp is the show in which we take a wrestler and displace them from their era and see how they would do in a different era.
Scott Steiner in this era?
So
can I do that episode?
Maybe we'll
Scott
do that.
Scott Steiner in the 60s. No, Scott Steiner in the 40s with Gorgeous George.
All right, also be sure to check us out on Twitter at Change of the Qs, which is at Change of the QS. Be sure to like us on Facebook. Be sure to check us out on, I already mentioned YouTube. For Facebook, just search Change of the Questions. Do the same thing for YouTube. That's going to wrap it up for us. Ladies and gentlemen, we hope you enjoyed, and we will see you next time.
Peace.
Goodbye.